I wasn't aware of it at the time, but what if at the time what they did is they murdered your father? So that when you came to the United States, they could swap out your father with my father, who's still alive, so that my father could draw on your minerals and could draw on other things you were connected to and claim. While I got swapped out with somebody else's father, apparently, who apparently at some point in time was a preacher and had suffered some sort of political chastisement for his political dissent that included him needing to leave and flee and be turned into a refugee. And at some point, may or may not have actually acquired some technical expertise very comparable to what I understand your actual brother had before he was put on house arrest. They like to do that. They got their nice little hedge funds set up and they got profiles on people and they just swap names and then they put them in little envelopes with each other and then you get to play around with being that family for a while and at the end of the day they swap it back or swap it out. So every night you got a particular routine, but those deals they set up on you, they may be going for a long time. And I know what it's like. I know what it's like, especially when they decide that all of a sudden they need you to be black and they need one of your parents to be black and or they need one of your parents to be, I don't know, Samoan or maybe Puerto Rican or maybe Saudi. And then all of a sudden they're in a crisis because they took your human capital and they put it into something you would never have approved of. But they need you to run the subroutines connected to whatever it was that was done at a specific stage at which you intersected with whatever they had going on because they screwed it up. And they've already planned to kill people, but unfortunately, they can't contain the casualties in the manner that they thought they could. And it might end up hitting one of them. So you're wherever you are, and they run through this program where you need to reanalyze what you had worked on at the time and cover their fucking ass. Just so you know, I've been watching for years how those fucking assholes contact you and try to get you to cover up for them. I already know. I've seen it. Several times in 3 fucking continents. I'm just letting you know. And I would no more tolerate them murdering your father so that they can traffic you using my father than I would them murdering my grandfather so they could swap me out with somebody else from Appalachia who's supposed to be a goddamn fucking drug addict so that then they could completely trash my life and make a charity telemedication that they send to other people while they're literally harvesting their eggs and they're harvesting their actual biological materials. So they're actually incapable of reproducing unless they commit to going with the racial assignment that they've already pre-programmed. See, we're only allowed to breed with certain people that they've already predetermined we're qualified to fuck and procreate with. Otherwise, we're just supposed to be isolated and run through some bullshit fantasy scape. It might not even turn us on so that we come on command to confirm the shit that's actually ours that they stole. And that's why they don't call us back, and that's why they don't acknowledge us, and that's why we're supposed to be invisible. We're not fucking intelligence. I'm very sorry they murdered your father as a precondition for you being able to go to school. I'm sorry. I didn't know that's what happened at the time. I had some suspicion that there was foul play about it, but that's what they did. They murdered your father in order to justify, well, I mean, if we take out his father, then maybe we'll get something out of it that we would need to get in order for somebody like him to be acknowledged as capable. But you're not going to get to murder me. You know what I'm saying? If you thought you were going to keep a cover on it or you were going to play there, keep a lid on it, and then sometime we're going to save her, or whatever the fuck your scenario is, it didn't work. You don't get away with murdering me. Just so you know.